Good day. We're at Money 2020 here in Amsterdam. With me today is Louis Carbonnier, co-founder and co-CEO of Hokodo. Louis, good day.
Good morning, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
Delighted. Please tell us a little bit about Hokodo and the value proposition that you offer.
Well, Hokodo is a pan-European FinTech based in London and Paris. And essentially, we develop the best payment method for B2B trade. And we empower merchants to sell more by offering instant payment terms to their end customers. And as you know, in B2B, offering payment terms is often a key differentiating factor.
So here in payments world, that sounds rather like buy now, pay later. That's BNPL. But as someone who's been in and around financial markets for perhaps too long, I'd also say that it sounds to me that you're combining trade finance with payments. Is all that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And in fact, it's funny that you mentioned BNPL because some people refer to us as the Klarna of B2B. But in fact, in B2B, companies have been paying on credit terms forever. That's how we trade in B2B. So we've been doing BNPL without knowing it. But now the key problem that we solve is that offering those credit terms when transacting online with someone you've never met before is really, really hard. Actually, no one was doing it before Hokodo arrived. And that's the pain point we do. We unlock credit terms through online journeys.
So, in other words, you give businesses much greater opportunity to expand than they otherwise would have had.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We allow merchants to grow with confidence. We protect them against the risk of non-payments. And on the other hand, we allow more clients, more professional buyers to access those payment terms, which were really cumbersome so far. You had to populate a credit application to open your trade account and so on and so forth. Now it's all available through a seamless payment experience thanks to Hokodo.
So what is the X factor that makes all this possible? And do you have some brilliant artificial intelligence in the background that's crunching huge amounts of data that means that credit terms can be approved on the spot? Or does it work in some other way?
There is some AI in the background, and in fact, to be able to offer that smooth, frictionless payment experience, actually the crux of it is the risk and data platform that we've built that allows us to credit score and approve instantly 30 million companies in Europe, and therefore support that great checkout experience and the best acceptance rates for merchants.
So when you do business with somebody who's a business-to-business trader, and thanks to you, they can approach new customers. Yeah. Are the companies that you deal with mainly in Europe? And if so, where are their customers? Are they also in Europe or are they somewhere else?
Yeah, our footprint is mainly European at the moment. So the merchants we support are in the UK, France, Germany, Benelux, Spain, Italy. Most of their clients naturally are in those geographies, but we also have the capability to here and there support a few large key accounts, but the automated algorithms that we've developed are mainly to serve those European markets at the moment.
And presumably that includes business that is cross-border within Europe.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the roadmap is to expand first across the EU, and we'll be announcing some a cool acquisition during Money 20.
Fantastic.
That will allow us to expand, and of course then, in the long run, B2B trade is global. So we're first going to make sure we have a good coverage of Europe before expanding beyond that.
Excellent. Are your customers predominantly in one or two industries, or are they fantastically diverse? For example, are you the B2B payment solution provider to the fashion industry, or do you work with other people?
So their common denominator is that they're B2B. Then the other thing is that most of them have an e-commerce angle to it.
Yes.
Because that's the problem we solve.
Right.
That's where we stand out. Then a lot of them will be in those verticals where payment terms are key. So if you think of food and beverages, construction, electrical equipment, automotive, industrial goods, these are really the sectors where we thrive, less so in fashion.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
One of the phrases one hears a lot here at Money 2020 is embedded finance. That is to say, businesses which may be B2C or B2B that are not actually financial businesses at heart, but which give a financial service, like buying insurance, in addition to product or service X. How does your offering fit in with embedded finance? My sense is that it should make it easier if the other side of the deal is also a business.
Yeah. We're a variety of embedded finance, if you want, because we enable our merchants to provide financing, better credit terms to their customers, and we fluidify trade that way. So it's a form of point of sale finance embedding.
Yes.
So you could refer to Hokodo as an embedded finance gateway in a way.
Fantastic. You've kindly mentioned that you'll shortly be announcing a deal. Is that the main thing you're talking about here at Money 2020, or is there some other aspect that you think we should know about?
So we have a few things going on. There's this announcement, of course, but we'll be pitching Hokodo on stage. And I'll also be talking about the hoops of fundraising in this environment with one of our financiers, Anthemis, in the coming days. So quite a lot going on.
Are these hoops that you've jumped through or hoops that you will be jumping through?
Both. We're in a world where it's in an industry with high entry barriers, where we're in a way reinventing in a modern way B2B payments coupled with factoring, credit insurance and collections. So this is really an industry with high entry barriers.
Yes.
And as you want to expand and go into new geographies and so on, you constantly need to fuel the machine. So we've raised seed Series A, Series B, and we'll be looking to raise a Series C next year.
Fantastic. This is a very exciting area. To use a sporting metaphor, are there any other horses on this particular racetrack, or do you have the field to yourself?
So we see a couple of new startups emerging in that field, and the next frontier for embedded finance is really B2B. We have a comfortable lead, and we look to preserve it. There are some really strong providers in the US as well that we might not see at Money 2020. And I think it's going to be a field where big is beautiful, and we're likely to see one or two winners in each continent, a couple in North America, a couple in Europe, and we're very well placed to be the category leader in Europe, if not beyond.
Fantastic. That almost answers my next question, which is where do you see Hokodo in 3 to 5 years' time? And I can easily imagine you as the European champion in this space.
Yeah, our vision is, if you take B2C and what happened, like PayPal, Stripe, Shopify have created the infrastructure, the scaffolding for B2C trade as it moved online. Now B2B is about to go through the same revolution. B2B commerce is increasing. In 2021, for the first time in history, we had more sales online than in person in B2B, but it needs that payment method, that anchor infrastructure to be able to accelerate and move online even faster. That's what we're about at Hokodo, creating the best B2B payments method for the 21st century.
Thank you very much, Louis.
Thank you, Andrew.